Please take roll.
Joseph DeMott.
Good evening, Michael. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Karen Berry. Joyce J.
Here.
Tracy Langworthy.
Here.
Wanda Sang.
Here.
And Mike Stites.
Here. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And council members Reinhardt and Adams are both absent this evening.
Oh, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of March 28th, 2011?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion for approval, second by Councilmember Stites. Discussion on the minutes. Please poll the council.
Motion carries 6-0.
Oh, thank you. We have one proclamation for National Crime Victims Week to be read by Mrs. Wheatridge, Karen Thaler, District 1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council, and citizen of Wheatridge. Whereas 20 million Americans are the victims of crime each year, and each crime affects many more, including families, friends, and communities. And whereas more than 30 years of progress for crime victims stands on the shoulders of dedicated advocates and brave victims who overcame shame, isolation, and indifference to gain a voice, rights, and respect. And whereas we applaud the progress that our nation has made in recognizing crime's impact on victims and celebrate advocates and survivors who through their determination brought rights and resources for victims and have changed the course of history. And whereas more work remains to be done to address the mental health impact of crime and to meet the needs of victims of nonviolent crime, victims of terrorism, and other underserved victims. And whereas the City of Wheatridge is joining forces with victim service programs, criminal justice officials, and concerned citizens throughout Wheatridge and America to raise awareness of victims' rights and observe National Crime Victims' Rights Week. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and City Council of Wheatridge do hereby proclaim the week of April 10th through the 16th, 2011 as the City of Wheatridge Crime Victims' Rights Week, and reaffirm the City of Wheatridge's commitment to respect and enforce victims' rights and address their needs during National Crime Victims' Rights Week and throughout the year, and express our appreciation for those victims and crime survivors who have turned personal tragedy into a motivating force to improve our response to victims of crime and build a more just community, and witness thereof on this 11th day of April, 2011.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is citizens' right to speak. Please step forward if you have anything to say on any item not on the agenda.
Good evening. I'm Britta Fisher. I'm with Wheatridge 2020, last name Fisher, and I'm also a resident of District 1. Mr. Mayor and City Council, I wanted to give you a brief update on some things that are happening at Wheatridge 2020. We're very excited. We've sold our second neighborhood stabilization program home. So those two homes that were right next to each other are both occupied by homeowners, and they're all settled in, and that's exciting. We have 3 that are up for sale right now. You can find the information about those homes at our website, which has been newly redesigned at wheatridge2020.org. Some other things that you'd see there that are happening right now. One on Thursday evening, we're having an event at Red Tango. It's called Live Local. This is one of our social events that we're doing to help get people out to our local establishments and help them patronize those places and also have some fun. So we're going to have trivia and door prizes and all sorts of things at Red Tango, 7 to 9 p.m. on Thursday, April 14th. So we would love to have any other residents who would love to be there to come and join us. And on 14th of April is also the Business Education Series training in the morning for businesses who want to learn more about branding and marketing. So all that information is available at wheatridge2020.org. Thank you.
Thank you. Under approval of the agenda, does anybody have a issue adding item number 4, which is an ordinance temporarily waiving the city's 2-cent sales tax within the boundaries of the Longs Peak Metropolitan District? That would be added by unanimous consent if nobody objects. So item 4 will be added to the agenda. Next item on the agenda is public hearings and ordinances on second reading. Council Bill 11-2011. I'm going to open the public hearing. Councilmember Sang.
Council Bill 12, 2011, an ordinance amending Section 614 of the Chapter 26 concerning residential dumpster regulations. The attached ordinance proposes an amendment to Chapter 26 of the Code of Laws to allow one trash dumpster up to 2 cubic yards on residentially zoned properties with 1 and 2 family dwellings. Currently, the zoning code allows residential properties with 1 to 2 family dwellings a trash receptacle no larger than 1 1/2 cubic yards, subject to regulations regarding screening and placement. The proposed code amendment changes the maximum allowed dumpster size to reflect current industry standards.
Would the city clerk please assign an ordinance number?
Yes, Council Bill 12-2011 will be assigned ordinance number 1483.
Thank you. Any staff presentation beyond the executive summary?
No, thank you.
Is there anybody here from the public to speak on item number 1? Seeing none, we want to council questions and discussion. Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing and a motion's in order.
I move to approve Council Bill Number 12, 2011, an ordinance amending Section 614 of Chapter 26 concerning residential dumpster regulations on second reading and take effect 15 days after final publication.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval, seconded by Councilmember Stites and Jay. Please poll the council.
And the motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. Item 2 is Council Bill 13-2011. I'm going to open the public hearing. Councilmember Stites.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to introduce Council Bill Number 13, 2011, an ordinance amending Section 517A5 of the Code of Laws of the City of Wheat Ridge to allow home owner, building, contractor, licensees to perform electrical work. Staff was asked to prepare an ordinance authorizing home owner, building, contractor, licensees within the city to perform electrical work.
Will the city clerk please assign an ordinance number?
Yes, I will. Council Bill 13-2011 will be assigned ordinance number 1484.
Thank you. Is there any staff presentation beyond the executive summary? Thank you. Anybody here from the public to speak on this? Seeing none, will council questions or comments? Close the public hearing and a motion's in order.
I move to approve Council Bill Number 13, 2011, an ordinance amending Section 117A5 of the Code of Laws of the City of Wheat Ridge, allowing homeowner, building, contractor, licensees to perform electrical work on second reading, and that it take effect 15 days after publication.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval, was seconded by Councilmember Langworthy. Discussion on the main motion. Please poll the council.
And the motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is ordinances on first reading. Item 3 is Council Bill 14-2011. Councilmember Langworthy.
Thank you, Mayor. Council Bill Number 14-2011, an ordinance adopting a new code section 1-11 concerning council district boundaries and in connection therewith approving an amended council district map pursuant to Charter Section 4.2. Mr. Snow, would you read the issue, please?
Yeah. Section 4.2 of the City Charter of the City of Wheat Ridge mandates that redistricting changes must be made by the City Council no less than 6 months prior to the general municipal election every 4 years following the election of 1979 in order to maintain compliance with its council district apportionment requirements. The deadline for redistricting in this 4-year interval is May 1st, 2011. U.S. Supreme Court case decisions have set a threshold of no greater than 10% deviation between municipal districts to meet the constitutional standards of approximate equality in size. The current 2000 U.S. Census figures indicate a deviation greater than 10% does exist between the smallest population in District 2 and the greatest population in District 4 of the City of Wheat Ridge. To remain compliant with constitutional and charter apportionment standards for council districts, current boundaries require revision by May 1st, 2011. A redistricting plan, included in this packet, provides details of the methods and considerations used to reach a recommended redistricting action.
Motion's in order.
Thank you. I move to approve Council Bill Number 14-2011, an ordinance adopting a new code section 1-11 concerning council district boundaries and in connection therewith approving an amended council district map pursuant to Charter Section 4.2. On first reading, order it published, public hearing set for April 25th, 2011 at 7 p.m. in City Council chambers, and that the ordinance take effect immediately upon approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval, second by Councilmember Jay. Please poll the council.
Okay.
You out?
Yeah, I'll be right.
Motion carries 6-0.
Item 4, Councilmember Stites.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to introduce item 4, an ordinance temporarily waiving the city's 2-cent sales tax within the boundaries of the Longs Peak Metropolitan District. This is an ordinance temporarily waiving 2 cents of the city's retail sales tax within the boundaries of the Longs Peak Metropolitan District. Is a motion in order?
Yes, motion's in order.
I move to adopt Council Bill number 15, 2011, an ordinance temporarily waiving 2 cents of the city's sales tax within the boundaries of the Longs Peak Metropolitan District and to set the same for second reading and public hearing on April 25th, 2011.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval on first reading, seconded by Councilmember Demott. Please poll the council.
Motion carries 5-0, and I must make an announcement that Mrs. Langworthy has left. I guess she is not feeling well.
She barely made it through that meeting, so the flu. So that concludes our agenda for this evening. We'll move on to city managers' matters,
Nothing this evening.
city attorneys' matters.
I've got a detailed PowerPoint and a number of handouts that'll probably take till about 8:30, and then we'll take a recess and come back and do another hour and a half.
Now, you're messing it up for Mr. Johnstone. He
I'm
said
hoping
7:12.
that he said 7:12. Nothing more for me then. Thank you.
Mr. Snow, city clerk.
Nope, nothing this evening.
Ms. Sang. Ms. J.
Nothing this evening.
Ms. Langworthy. No. Mr. Stites.
Oh, yeah. Last week we lost a great lady in Betty P. Day. She was head of girls softball for years, on the Parks Board for years, and just a great family and a great lady, and we'll miss her. So we give her condolences. This would be a great time to relocate your home or business to Wheat Ridge. If you need help, ask us or staff. We'd be happy to do it. Also, please try to do one positive thing for either your family, your neighbors, school. And as always, please try to find it and buy it in Wheat Ridge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stites. Mr. Demott.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Ms. Berry.
Yes, I also want to put condolences out to the family of Betty Day. She made a real difference to many girls in Wheat Ridge over the years, and was really very instrumental in having a very strong girls softball program, which continues to today. So condolences again to her family. I did get a request from a citizen on having a bike rack in the front of City Hall. And if I remember correctly, there's something in the back of City Hall, isn't there?
Yeah, but I think there's storage lockers.
There's storage lockers.
For employees, so.
And we, since we're doing an investment with increased pedestrian and bicycle access to the city through increased bike paths, it'd be great if we could get a bike rack out in front of City Hall. So
We'll look into that.
Okay. The other thing is, through the Denver Regional Council of Governments, we were awarded another grant for a bicycle path, and that is from 32nd to 44th along Kipling. And that's a regional competitive grant, and the staff put together a great application, and it was voted on last month at the Denver Regional Council of Governments, and so we'll be looking forward to that grant. It's in the second phase of their bicycle path program, so it won't be in the next year or two, but it's on the schedule, federal funding willing, and so we look forward to having some additional bicycle paths and connections along Kipling. So I just wanted to make that announcement.
I just wanted to thank everyone who has contributed to the prom for the Wheat Ridge Special Education Department at the high school. Prom is this Friday, and it'll be a fun time for all. We've arranged some transportation and some funding for all students to attend prom, especially the students in the Special Education Department. They will be meeting at my house at 4:45 for pictures and for meeting with their parents and everything else, and they'll be heading off to the prom. This is the second year our department's worked on funding for those students. I really want to thank everybody who's came forward from the school, from the public, and from the parents who are also working on this too. So April 15th will be prom. They're going to be at the Wings Over the Rockies, and then after prom we'll be at the high school for an American Gladiator night. So please be careful if you're around the high school. It's around 11 till 4 a.m. because they're going to be at the high school, a lot of kids. So with that, we're adjourned.